Two tasks that you will commonly complete using code is accepting input from users and making decisions. In fact, it's often the case that we are making decisions in our programs based on user input actions and related conditions. Therefore, it is important that we learn how to accept user input and evaluate logical condition statements, which are also referred to as decision statements. Let's start with accepting user input. Now, as you interact with your users of your programs, you will frequently have a need to accept their input. To accomplish this, Python has a built-in input function that processes keyboard input from the user and stores it as a string. The syntax for the input function is simply input, open parentheses, a prompt, and close parentheses, where the prompt represents the message shown to the user. Here's a simple example. Let's go ahead and accept user input here, and what we're going to do is we're going to store it as a variable. So I'll type in the variable name here, full name, and let's type in the input function here, and the prompt is going to be, please enter your full name, and we can put a colon here with a space, and we can go ahead and run this. Now this is going to ask us for input, so we can go ahead and put a name in here, and run that. And while it's not necessary here to store input as a variable, it does make it useful if we want to use that input later in our code, such as if we want to print out a message to the user with their name. Let's go ahead and write the statement here, print, and we're going to say hello, comma, and leave a little space there, and then we're going to use our concatenation operator there, the plus sign, and let's type in the name of that variable, full name, and run that. And so you can see here, it says hello, and then the name that we inputted there. Now, since user input is stored as a string, we have to convert that input if we need it stored as a different data type. For example, if you want to accept a number from a user and then use it in a calculation, you would need to convert that string value into either an integer or a float or some other numeric data type like that. Thankfully, in Python, we can easily convert a value from one data type to another by passing that value into a function using that new data type name. So for example, let's accept a string input value and then convert that to an integer using the int function. So what we're going to do here is let's go ahead and create a new variable, and this one's going to be, let's say we're going to get a test score from the user, so we're going to say test score, and we're going to set that equal to input, and then give a message here, please enter your recent test score, colon space, and we'll go ahead and run that. And here we want to get a number from the user, so let's go ahead and put in a good test score like 92 and run that. And that's going to go ahead and store that in that variable, so we can go ahead and check to see, does that variable, what is the type of that variable right now. So we type in type, and because it was from the input function, we know that it was accepted and stored as a string. And so now what we want to do is convert that variable to an integer. What we're going to do here is we're going to type in test score again, and we're going to set it equal to itself, but this time we're going to convert the value using the int function. We're going to say int, open parentheses, test score, and run that. If we now want to confirm that that has been converted properly, we can type in type again, and we can type in the test score, and we now see that it is an integer. Now, it's important to note that if you convert a numeric value that has a decimal to an integer, the fractional value, that is the decimal places, will get dropped. They'll get truncated and not necessarily rounded. So for example, let's say that we have a float value with a decimal, so something like num equals 6.7. Now, if you were to round 6.7, that would round up to 7, right? But in the case of, I want to go ahead and print this out, we'll see it's 6.7. In the case of integer conversion, if we say print and then integer, and we convert this number, well, we're going to get 6, because here it truncates off that decimal. So just keep that in mind. Anytime that you're converting a float to an integer using this approach, it's going to cut off that decimal place. So in most cases, you're not going to want to cut off decimals if you actually want to use that full real number value with the decimals. Now, you can convert values to strings, booleans, and floats using the str method. We also have the bool method here and the float method, and those can be used to convert. So for example, if we just take input again, let's say test score 2 equals, we'll just go ahead and copy this up here, Please enter your recent test score. And we give them a fractional value like 85.6, and we run that. And then we check, we'll see, well, the type of test score 2 is obviously a string. If we want to convert that now to a float, we can go ahead and type in test score 2 equals float test score 2. And then if we now check the type test score 2, we'll see it's been converted to a float. Now, when we're converting something from a Boolean to an integer, if the Boolean is true, that's going to convert to a 1. If it's false, that's going to convert to a 0. And so there's some caveats there when you're converting things to Boolean, and you'll want to make sure that you reference the Python documentation for the bool function to see what your result would be given different values. Now, what happens if we ask the user for a number and they give us something that cannot be converted to a number? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in our next video on handling errors.